It's 4 a.m., and somewhere above a sleeping city, a single light just turned on. No alarm screamed. No hand slapped a snooze button in exhausted protest. A body trained over 20, 30 years simply opened its eyes before the sun did. Because somewhere along the way, this person made a decision that would separate them from almost everyone else on the planet. They decided that the hours nobody else was willing to claim would belong entirely to them. This is not the version of billionaire life you see on Instagram. There's no yacht in this scene, no private jet, no headline-grabbing, 10-figure acquisition. Just darkness, silence, and a mind that's already, quietly, pulling ahead of 8 billion people still asleep. And by the time you finish watching this video, you'll understand something most people go their entire lives never realizing. The gap between the ultra-wealthy and everyone else isn't made in a boardroom, and it isn't made through luck. It's made in the first 60 minutes of a day that nobody else ever gets to witness. Stay with me, because what happens next will completely change the way you think about success. Before a single email is opened, before a phone is even touched, there's a ritual so simple it sounds almost unbelievable. Plain water first, sometimes with a pinch of salt, rehydrating a body that's been fasting for 8 hours. Then movement, not some grueling 2-hour gym session, but 20 sharp, deliberate minutes designed to wake up the nervous system, not exhaust it. And then comes the part almost nobody talks about, the part that actually explains everything. Silence. 10, 20, sometimes 30 full minutes of nothing. No podcast, no news, no notifications buzzing in the background. Just a mind, alone, doing the one thing modern life has almost completely destroyed thinking, without interruption. This is where billion-dollar decisions actually get made, not in a glass-walled boardroom surrounded by executives, but in a quiet room before sunrise, with absolutely nobody watching. A handwritten notebook comes next, not typed, not digital, just 3 priorities for the entire day, and nothing more. Everything else gets ruthlessly filtered out before it ever reaches the calendar. By 6 in the morning, while most of the world is still hitting snooze for the 3rd time, this person has already moved their body, cleared their mind, and decided exactly what matters today. The day hasn't technically started, and they're already ahead of everyone else on Earth. Here's something that will genuinely surprise you. The richest people alive are often the most obsessively protective of the one resource everyone else wastes without thinking twice time. Meetings don't run 60 minutes here, they run 15. Assistants are trained, almost weaponized, to say no to anyone and anything that doesn't align with those 3 priorities written down hours earlier. Entire teams exist for a single purpose, to defend a calendar from people who want a piece of it without having earned it. And here's the myth-shattering truth. You will rarely see a billionaire trapped in back-to-back meetings all day like some overworked middle manager. Instead, there are deliberate, protected blocks of nothing unscheduled white space where the real strategy actually happens, far from the noise of endless requests. Decisions get delegated aggressively and without hesitation. If someone else can make the call, someone else makes the call. The only decisions that reach the top are the ones with real consequence, real risk, real leverage, the ones capable of reshaping an empire in a single afternoon. Even information arrives pre-filtered, condensed by a trusted inner circle into the handful of things that actually matter, out of the thousands screaming for attention. This is the invisible architecture holding the entire day together, not more hours, not more hustle, but a brutal, unforgiving filter deciding exactly what earns their attention and what gets thrown away without a second thought. By noon, while most office workers are slumped over a 3rd coffee, eyes glazed at a screen, energy already collapsing, something completely different is happening at the top. Lunch is almost laughably simple. No caviar, no 5-star tasting menu on a random Tuesday, just something modest chosen for sustained energy rather than indulgence. Because a sluggish body creates a sluggish mind, And a sluggish mind is catastrophically expensive when every decision is worth millions. Then comes something ordinary people almost never allow themselves. A real break. Not scrolling a phone under the table, an actual pause, a walk outside, a short nap, or simply sitting away from every screen in the building. This isn't laziness, it's engineering. High performers who protect brief recovery windows consistently make sharper decisions for the rest of the day. And billionaires, obsessive optimizers by nature, take this more seriously than almost anyone. What's almost completely absent here is the mindless scrolling, the aimless binge-watching, the passive distraction. Most people default to the second they get a spare minute. Every single moment, even the restful ones, is chosen on purpose, which reveals the paradox sitting at the center of this entire routine. The busier and wealthier someone becomes, the more intentional their rest has to be, not less. And this is where the story reaches its real turning point, the moment that exposes just how differently these people operate compared to everyone else. Picture the afternoon most people imagine: frantic phone calls, screaming deals, chaos in every direction. Now, forget it completely, because the truth is almost the opposite. The afternoon is often the calmest, quietest part of an entire billionaire's day. And here's exactly why. By this point, the real work has already been done, not by them, but through them. Through a small, fiercely trusted circle of 3 or 4 advisors who consistently deliver, through systems built over years to run without constant supervision, through leverage so powerful that 1 hour of their focused attention can move an empire that took decades to build. This is the climax hiding in plain sight while the rest of the world is drowning in busyness, mistaking motion for progress, exhausting themselves just to stay afloat. The most powerful people on the planet have engineered a life where they barely need to move at all to create massive results. They read. They think about the next 5, 10, 20 years while everyone else fights fires in the next 5, 10, 20 minutes. And in that single, staggering contrast, chaos for the many, calm for the few, lies the entire secret this video has been building toward. As the sun sets, you'd expect glittering galas, extravagant dinners, non-stop socializing splashed across headlines. Sometimes, sure, that happens, but far more often, the evening is quiet, almost eerily ordinary by design. Dinner is early, frequently shared with family, deliberately screen-free, guarded like one of the most valuable assets in the entire empire. Because relationships outside of work are what sustain the energy required to keep performing at this level year after year. Screens go dark early too. Blue light limited in the hours before sleep, because tomorrow's 4 a.m. wake-up depends entirely on tonight's discipline. No midnight scrolling, no late-night binge-watching, no chaotic ending to a perfectly controlled day. A final notebook entry closes the loop the morning one opened. A quick, honest review of what worked, what didn't, and exactly what tomorrow's 3 priorities will be. And here, finally, is the secret this entire video has been circling from the very first second, the one revelation that should genuinely unsettle you. None of this is exciting. There is no shortcut hidden in this routine, no midnight epiphany, no secret hack the ultra-wealthy are keeping locked away from you. It is the same unglamorous, disciplined loop, repeated relentlessly for decades, while almost everyone else was out searching for a faster way that never actually existed. Which raises the one question this video was really built to leave you with. The question you should be asking yourself right now, tonight, before you fall asleep. If the entire difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is hiding inside a routine, this simple, this repeatable, this available to absolutely anyone willing to commit to it, then what exactly is stopping you from starting tomorrow at 4 a.m.?